Hello, student. Hello, everyone. So, today I welcome you on my YouTube chemistry channel, Amazing Chemistry Classes. Today, video is going to be very important. So, students, please focus on this. And today, I am going to discuss this topic of organic chemistry about some basic principles and techniques. So, this chapter actually is for class 11th student. What is organic chemistry? What are the different techniques? What are the basic principles for this? So, बच्चों, organic chemistry is a very simple topic. It is actually a concept based topic of your chemistry. So बच्चों, इसमें आप लोगों को concept समझने हैं. If your basics is clear, then it becomes very easy. But if your basics are not clear, organic chemistry will be a very tough subject. तो आप लोगों को पहले अपने concepts clear करना है, theory अच्छे से आपको समझना है. Then only you guys will understand the reaction mechanism, various name reactions, various chemical transformation. ठीक है. So I'm going to start with the topic. Start with the first topic, that is the introduction of organic chemistry. What is organic chemistry? Okay. So what does this organic means? What is the meaning of this organic? Organic compounds are derived from the living organism. All the living organisms which we considered it like plants, like trees, like animals. So all those compounds which has been isolated from the trees, plant, from the animals, from the humans are considered as a organic compounds. All right. Now moving on to the next one, that is, it is the study of compounds extracted from the living organism. So how can we define the organic chemistry? What are the organic compounds? Organic compounds are those which contain carbon. So it shows catenation. Catenation क्या होता है, किसको बोलते हैं हम catenation? Catenation tendency is forming the compounds when the element get reacted with itself. So here it is written over that it shows catenation, ability of a carbon atom to combine and forming a long chain. Long chain, if I talk about like a simple chain is methyl, then if we talk about further longer chain like ethyl, propyl, pentyl, hexyl, heptyl. So this is the long chain, and the tendency of the carbon to make a long chain is known as catenation. So in organic chemistry, we talk about the carbon compounds and carbon chemistry. Now moving on to the next one, that is the organic chemistry, some basic principles and techniques. Let me introduce what are the organic compound. Organic compound, as I told you, like methane, CH4, C6H12O6 is glucose, C2H5OH is ethanol. So ethanol is an alcohol because OH group is present. All right. Now talking about inorganic compounds, what are inorganic compounds? Like sodium chloride, HCl, sulfuric acid, sodium hydroxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. So compound which contain carbon, okay, are known as organic compounds, but compounds like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, metal carbonates and bicarbonates, cyanates are inorganic compounds. Though they contain carbon, but because these compounds do not follow the properties of organic compound, that is why these are known as inorganic compounds. All right. Now talking about what are the difference between organic compound and inorganic compound. If we talk about organic compounds, they are extracted from living organism like sugar, like urea, okay. And if we talk about inorganic compounds, that has been isolated from non-living organisms like rock, like mineral lines, okay. All mineral lines has been taken out from the non-living things. So that is why they are known as inorganic compounds. Now moving on to the next one, that is in 1815, Brazilian scientist, he proposed that a vital force was responsible for the formation of organic compound, because it take a long time to convert a living organism into an organic compound. Like if I talk about petroleum products, all petroleum products are organic compound, but they actually get decomposed thousands of years ago, and after that we are getting the petroleum products when trees, plants, animals, they get died and they get buried inside the earth, and lot of chemical transformation occur. That is why this scientist has told that there are number of forces and number of chemical reaction that will happen, which actually are responsible for the formation of organic compound. In 1828, a scientist Whoeler, Whoeler, he actually synthesized the first organic compound, that is urea. And what is the formula of urea? NH2CONH2 is the formula of a urea, and it is the vital force theory was disproved by Hohler. So this theory was disapproved by the Hohler because initially the scientist Berzelius has given the this concept of vital forces, but in 1828 he disagreed with this concept of vital forces, and he has actually transformed through organic reaction ammonium cyanate, that is an inorganic compound, into organic compound urea by heating. All right. Now in 1845 a scientist named Kolbe, he synthesized acetic acid from its element. Okay, so these are some important concepts which you need to remember, and the name of the scientist with respect to the concept that has been given by those scientists. Then in 1856 Berthelot, he synthesized methane gas CH4 for the very first time. In 1856 the scientist Berthelot has synthesized the methane. So the concept about the organic compound, they are extracted from the living organism, they are not isolated from the non-living organism, and at times it actually does not occur in sea and in the earth crust. Okay, now the second multiple choice question that comes, that first synthesized organic compound was urea, it was obtained by, the answer would be ammonium cyanate. All right, next one is importance of organic chemistry. What is the importance of organic chemistry in day-to-day life? As we all know that today the life of a people has been improved a lot, and quality of life has been improved. Earlier there was no medicine, so people have been, human beings have been suffering from so many diseases, but nowadays different pharmaceutical medicines are available for different diseases, so people life has been improved. So what is the importance of organic chemistry in the pharmaceutical industries? In petroleum industry we are getting petrols, we are getting LPG gas, so different oils are been available. It is because of the organic compounds only, LPG gas, kerosene oils. All right, now talking about some other important importance of organic compound, we can talk about dyes in industry, paints that has been used for cars, for our house we are having different paints at our homes, we are having distempers, oil bound. So these are all basically a gift of organic chemistry only. Now talk about polymer industry, we have different types of polymers, we have threads, we have nylons, sterling, these are all organic compounds, made up of organic compound, different type of organic chemistry, chemical reactions that has been involved for the synthesis of these compounds. Now let's move out some more utility of organic compound, that is plastic bottles in plastic industry, that is also polyvinyl chloride, which is also a part of organic chemistry. Now moving on to the next one, that is perfumes, creams, talcum powders, cosmetic industries. In all these day-to-day basis, the utensils, the items which we have been using is basically made up of organic compound that have been done through the synthesis. Okay, next one is the importance of organic chemistry in our day-to-day life in food. So if we talk about food industry, the like carbohydrate, fats, protein, we all know that protein is made up of amino acids, so there are chemical bonds which are known as peptides. Similarly sweetening agents, flavoring agent. All right, next one is your fertilizer and urea, which are being used to by the farmers, they have been giving urea to the plants so that more yield they can obtain, more food they can grow. So these are all very important uses of organic chemistry. Next one is in textile industry, we know already discussed, like nylon, terylon, like your fibers, these are all made by chemical industries and textile industries, where they are using lot of chemicals for different coloring fibers and fabrics which we have right now, different color of fabrics with different patterns. So all these are possible today in today life is because of organic chemistry have been developed, and lot of work that has been done in the industries, in the research lab, because of which we are getting benefited. And if we talk about soap industries also, what is soap? Soap is formed by saponification. These are these are the sodium salt of higher fatty acids. So this is also a part of organic chemistry, because in industries various reactions that has been take place using fatty acids and sodium salts to form the soaps which we have been using for washing clothes, and for bath also we are using different perfumes and various comfortable, various soothing soaps. So these are all made through organic chemistry. So next, moving on to the next one, that is organic chemistry is the study of hydrocarbons and their derivatives. So the organic compounds are numerous in number due to high catenation and carbon ability, and due to higher CC bond dissociation energy. And as I told you, carbon is having 4 electrons, so it forms tetravalency because it cannot lose its electron. It is very difficult to lose 4 electron and to gain also. So normally carbon actually share the electron and they form covalent compounds. So that is why we call the carbon is having tetravalency, that is 4 electrons in its outermost shell, and compound exhibiting isomerism also. What is isomers? Isomers are those which are having same molecular formula but different structural formulas, and carbon exhibiting bond multiplicity also. Okay. Next one is that the ability of carbon atom to form a long chain or ring is known as catenation, already discussed in my previous slide. And the element with the highest catenation ability is carbon. Carbon is the one which is having the highest catenation. If I talk about other elements like oxygen, nitrogen, they all are having the catenation tendency, but the best catenation tendency is by the element that is your carbon. Okay, moving on to the next one बच्चों, आप लोग समझिए ये इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है, बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट्स है बच्चों जब आप केमिस्ट्री पढ़ने आ रहे हैं 11th क्लास में, बिकॉज टिल क्लास 10th एंड 9th chemistry is not that much, I would say, is not difficult, but once you complete your 11th standard, in 12th class the chemistry topics are very difficult, so you guys need to focus on this, और आप लोगों को अच्छे से एक एक टॉपिक को क्लियर करते जाना है, so that 12th में आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए केमिस्ट्री सब्जेक्ट के लिए. Now the next one is the ability of a carbon atom to form 4 bond is known as tetravalency. To exhibit the tetravalency, carbon forms all 4 single bonds, 2 double bond, 1 double, 2 single, 1 triple bond, 1 single bond, and the ground state electronic configuration. If we talk about the configuration of carbon, it is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. And if I talk about the excited state electronic configuration of carbon, it is 1s2, 2s1, 2px1, because in P we are having 3 subshells, that is px, py and pz. So on all these they are having 1 electron in excited state, and for excitation the amount of energy which is required is 501.6 kilojoule per mole. Now we discuss about the hybridization. As we all consider in hydrocarbons, we are having 3 kind of hydrocarbon, that is alkane, alkene and alkyne. So alkane is having sp3 hybridization, single bond. Alkene is having sp2 hybridization, and in alkyne we are having triple bond, that is sp hybridized. And if we talk about the cc bond length, they are having the different bond length. If we talk about alkanes, they are having 1.5 angstrom, in alkene they are having 1.34 angstrom, in alkyne they are having 1.20 angstrom, and the bond length is 1.09 angstrom, 1.08 angstrom and 1.06. And if we talk about the shape and the bond angle, sp3 hybridized carbon atom, always the compound is having the tetrahedral shape, and the bond angle would be 109 degree 28 minutes. And if I talk about the trigonal planar, it is having 120 degree. Compound having sp2 hybridization are having trigonal planar shape and 120 degree, and those compound which are having sp hybridization, they are linear in shape and 180 degree. Linear, let me give an example, that is carbon dioxide. If I talk about tetrahedral, that is a methane CH4. So this is all about the basics. In coming time, most probably by next week, I will upload more videos on this. So thank you so much बच्चों for watching this my video on basic principles and techniques of organic chemistry.